Okay, hello. Oh, let's see. Oh, so this is. Oh, VS Code. Let's see. VS Code. Where are you? Visual Studio Code. Hey. Oh my god. Let's see. Sorry, I bought myself a new Mac. Maybe a bit early, but I'm just trying it out, and I haven't really had time to set things up because, yeah, we got a new baby, and I've been through the 2 first weeks, and it's crazy. You don't have time for anything. Like, if you don't have kids, you just can't imagine it. You don't have any time to do anything, even though you're like 2 people. It's crazy. It's just crazy because you have like this little screaming thing waking up at least once every 1 or 2 hours, and in between that you have to kind of eat and do all the other stuff. And then we have another kid who's 4 years old, and it's like, it's crazy, and you don't get enough sleep, and yeah, it's insane. There's tons of good stuff as well, but it's exhausting. So I can't imagine. Like, we get 2 weeks at home after you get a baby, but other parts of the world you don't even get any time together. Like, the mother has to like take care of the baby on her own, and that's just insane. Like, yeah, to me that's insane. But anyways, where the hell did VS Code go? Finder. Applications? What the hell? Downloads? Oh, Visual Studio Code. You should be here. Oh, there we go. VS Code? What the hell? It's still not here. What the hell? Visual Studio Code. There we go. Yeah, so what I'm wondering is like how slow is VS Code and everything. Because even though I have the new M1, let me turn on the lights here. So even though I have the the M1 chip, it doesn't work for everything. So for example, Docker doesn't really work at its full extent, at least. Oh, let me turn off the audio here. Yeah, stuff like that. So I'm kind of trying out this new setup today. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the progress I made on this, what's it called? Reactive app. I'm not sure if I even have Git installed. Let's see. Git. Yeah, okay. Yes, yeah. So anyways, glad to be back at work to do some work again on Codesandbox. Though, yeah, I'm not concerned, but yeah, I wonder how this will work. Like our new family life, we have to build up our routines again and stuff like that. So we'll see. By the way, I changed my setup here, so I have the camera down there. And I made some changes here. I have like a plant and stuff at my desk, trying to upgrade a little bit. I also bought myself like these LED lights. Should arrive in a couple of days, which I'm going to use around my desk. Yeah, it's cool. Like, you see these really experienced streamers and stuff, and they kind of set the mood. So I'm trying to kind of do the same. Although my spot here is temporary, I'll be moving down into the basement next year, I hope. Oh, this took a long time. Anyways, so we can look at something else. So what I also did, but I'm kind of trying out the new Safari as well. Let's see, I guess I have to log in first. Sign in. Back to dashboard. I've been working on this thing. Where is it? Oh, isn't this what? I'm confused. Where's my? I'm supposed to be. Oh, that was weird. That's a bug. Anyways, so I've done quite a bit to the project. I'm going to show it to you as soon as this stuff is installed. And yeah, so but part of this new, sorry, it's been a long time. It's been 2 weeks. I've been in a bubble, so I'm a bit of a slow starter. But yeah, I've been exploring this thing. So when I started doing programming, there wasn't any frameworks. Like I think Backbone was available, but I didn't know about it. I didn't know what a framework was really, because I just started coding with JavaScript. But I'd done a lot of jQuery and kind of understood the DOM and events and all this stuff. And we built this insanely complex application. It was like a switchboard application in the browser. And this is like, many years ago, before AngularJS and everything. And the way we built it is that we manually built the UI. So we created our own kind of jQuery-ish API, and then we manually built up the UI. And it actually is a really good way to build UIs because it depends on the kind of application you're building. So most applications are very content driven. You get some data from the server and then you wrap some UI around that data and then you display it to the user. But I haven't typically built those kinds of applications. I've built applications where you which are more applications, if you know what I mean. Like, so VS Code, for example, that's a good example. VS Code is built with web primitives, so it has a DOM and everything, but it doesn't use like React or any frameworks like that. They manually build all the DOM nodes, and they do that because of performance, because everything in the UI is dynamic. It isn't content driven at all. And that's kind of been my drive all along, like building Cerebral and Overmind and everything. It's about managing insane amounts of complex state in the client. It's not managing the data coming from the server, which other tools like Apollo and solutions like that does. And this project I've been working on with the nodes and everything, it's really cool now. I've done tons of stuff there. The reason you would want to use that tool to build your application is because you're building something really complex. Like you wouldn't use that for a content-driven website, website-ish solution. You would use it for something like Codesandbox, for example. So what I'm exploring here is to bring back those ideas of doing more of a manual take on dealing with dynamic UI or object-oriented way, and just see how that feels, because it's been so many years ago, and yeah, I just want to explore it, because React is insanely slow. It's it's just insanely slow. And you can argue about like concurrent mode and all this stuff, but it's just really slow. And React in itself like is fast, like the core of it is fast, but then you start pumping a ton of wrappers and you have style components or whatever you're using, and then you're trying to do things like animations and you have all these effects, and it just becomes this huge mess with a ton of overhead. And I kind of want to go back to the roots a little bit, and just see how it feels like. So and again, you wouldn't do this for content-driven applications. You would do this for like very complex things, like where you're building like a highly dynamic, complex application in the browser. And let's see. Yeah, so this is just proof of concepting, but the way it would kind of work is I will show you. Is it done now? Oh, nice, it's done. Okay, let's fire up the thing first. Yeah, nice. Okay, so do I have a dev? I don't think I am. Development. Oh. Let's grab some more space here. Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to clone our repo. Node install, yeah. Oh, did I start node? Exit. Git clone. Reactive app npm install. Well, what I want to do now, I want to actually open this. So how do I get to my... There we go. Development. Reactive app. Okay, cool. So now we're opening up my thingy here. Let's bring up the terminal. I'm not sure, like previously I used like my iPad and I was doing things like, what the hell is this? Oh, I was doing things like changing the resolutions. I'm not sure if this works out, so this is kind of a test stream. But anyways, let's npm install here. And we need a couple of more terminals there. And then we also need to open up a new one, because we actually need to have a demo. Oh, it actually feels a little bit sluggish. Yeah. Yeah, you see that? It feels quite sluggish. Anyways, let's create a temp folder. And then let's create a React demo npm init, and then we're can do like code. No, all right. Let's just it would be nice to kind of, yeah, I guess I can't do that. Open the folder I'm kind of in. Cool. Wow, it's really slow. Not happy about this. Anyways, let's see. New folder, source, new file, index, ts. We need tsconfig JSON. And I guess we can at least install TypeScript here. Types node. And then we're going to link them. Going to link the library, npm run build. This is npm run watch, and this is npm run dev. Of course that, npm run editor watch. Yeah, run editor dev. Wow, I'm not super impressed by the do you want to install for this repository? No. Cool. Let's see. And then we have this thing. Wow. I don't know why this is taking so long. Is it my Wi-Fi connection? Weird. Oh, that's also kind of annoying. I'm trying to like hide and it's popping up all the time. Maybe I should just have it there. Yeah. General. How do I? I guess it's not here. Dock and menu bar. Wow. Okay, this is not good. I guess I have to change my computer. It doesn't seem quite ready for this yet. That sucks. That really sucks. How do I? Yeah, now I can't. Wow. It broke. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, it just feels insanely slow. Oh, that sucks. Maybe there's a new version of VS Code. 151. Can I guess it would check for updates. There are currently no updates. Anyways, let's try to create a link here. Thanks for that. Permission denied. Okay, let's. I know I'm not supposed to use sudo, but I have no idea how not to use it. npm link reactive app. Okay, and then let's try to run the editor. Can I just do this? I'm not sure. No, command not found. Anyways, let's just do node modules, reactive app, bin. Yeah, and I guess I need to update my Electron version because the current one doesn't run on M1 chips, I think. Okay, this was kind of boring. I wasn't even able to show you what I've been working on. That sucks. We'll have to try that again tomorrow, and I'll switch back to my old Mac. Let's see. I'm just going to try to update Electron and see if it actually helps. Electron, which is the new version. Yeah, maybe we can rather talk about this UI stuff. npm Electron. Uh, 1103, and let's do another npm install. Let's just try to run it, see if it works. Okay, let's look. Let's just have a quick look at this UI stuff. Okay, so what I'm doing here is that what you will be able to do now is to add a capability to the classes called UI or HTML or something. And when that capability is added, just like you have a disposable and what's it called, resolver and state machine and stuff, you can add like this UI capability. And what it does is introduce this HTML. So what you can do is create a render method, and then you can say this HTML and then write the static parts of the HTML so that there's no dynamic content here. Like you can inline, because it's just a template literal, so you can inline static stuff, but there's no dynamic behavior here at all. And then what you do is you set up the dynamic parts imperatively. So, and it's like a jQuery-ish thing. So you basically just point to, okay, I want the H1, the text of H1, I want this to be bound to the title of this class. So whenever the title is updated, the text content of H1 is also updated automatically. And then when I click this thing, I want to update the title, I want to push to the list, and I want to flip the checked thing. Like this is just a demo. And then I say, okay, the input property called checked should be bound to the checked property of this class, which is observable. So whenever checked changes, the checked property changes on the input. And then I want to on the UL here, I want to dynamically add items, and the items are coming from the list here, and this callback produces each item of that list. And the thing about this, well, okay, let's look at the last one, and then I have content. So you can dynamically produce the content. In this case, I'm attaching content from other classes, which are also has UI capability. Now, the point here is you probably cringe a bunch looking at this, but the point is that we're separating static content from dynamic content, and the dynamic content is highly optimized. So for example, when we bind this text to the H1, only like literally when the title changes, it will literally update the text content of this element. That's the only thing that happens. So there's no reconciliation or anything like that. But even more interestingly is that when we bind these items to the UL element, the first time it will just go through and insert each item. But if there's a change to this array, and the change to an array using MobX is expressed as a splice operation. It doesn't matter if you push or whatever you do, it's a splice operation. So what happens here is that whenever the array changes, the specific operation will be transformed into an explicit DOM operation, meaning that if you, for example, were to unshift to the array, meaning you add to the top, there's no reconciliation or anything. It will just run this callback once for the added item, and then based on that splice operation, being that it adds to the top, it just adds that HTML to the top, right? Unlike where, for example, in React, it would have to reconcile everything, because now everything has changed position because you're adding to the top. So even if you were, I guess there's some optimizations there, but no matter, you would have to reconcile everything. While here you have an explicit mutation in your code, and you have an explicit DOM change related to that mutation. So it's insanely fast. It can't get any faster than this. And again, when you're building like super complex clients, you need the speed. Yeah, but then you can argue like, what about composability and everything? But again, this is for very specific types of applications. So you wouldn't use style components or any of the CSS and JS libraries because they're just too slow when you're building like highly dynamic applications. You would rather use something like Tailwind, for example. So you have just class names there, because that's the fastest way to deal with it. You don't have that framework overhead. Yes. So that's just, yeah. So if I click this, you see that it changes. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, did it install it? Yeah, it did. Okay, so I guess we can try to run it again. And if it doesn't work now, we'll just end it no matter. I'm not sure about the audio here either. Now I'll check the stream when I'm done, but yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work at all. Wow, nothing's working here. Yeah, no, this isn't working. Okay, I'll change to my other Mac and then we'll stop the stream for now. Anyways, sorry this was a really slow start, but I'm really looking forward to show you the application because it's, the editor, because it's really coming together now. And then we'll play around some more with the UI thing. I think we'll try to build this family app using the UI stuff I've been playing around with. And as I said, this is a way of building UIs that I have really good experience with when it comes to UI complexity. So we're going to do that just to try it out. Yes. I guess that's it. Okay, cool. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow, and then we'll be running on my old Mac instead. And we have all our old code and everything running. Cool. Bye for now.